Hello, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. I'm so happy to have my YouTube back. What's up? That was a long, I obviously haven't been grounded for a very long time since I'm almost 40, but that is exactly what that felt like, getting community guideline grounded. So anyway, hi, welcome back. We're gonna do a reading. Who is that? Oh, Lola. We're going to do a reading using the Late Sears Tarot. And I'll probably do another one because I missed you guys. We'll see. What's up, Lola? Where are you? No. What are you doing? Anyway. I think the collective energy is very disoriented this week with everything going on. I had to take some time off of TikTok today. Oh, we have the Ten of Pentacles. That's good to see. Tax season coming up, hopefully. I'm really not getting my hopes up for tax season. We'll see. I do not trust this regime. They are pulling out all the stops to work against us. So anything that brings us favor, I'm highly apprehensive to believe in right now. But we do have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, followed by the Knight of Pentacles. Damn. Could be money. Two of Cups. Wow, this is like money, love, and justice. Well, look at that. So, maybe you are calling in money and love for yourself. Maybe those are the two areas of your life that you feel you're welcoming, you know. Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Cups is a pretty fucking happily ever after, and that's the beginning of the reading. So that's lovely. Lovely to see. Knight of Pentacles follows the Ten of Pentacles, so again, that's more money matters. Maybe you've put a lot of work into some like financial freedom or into some projects, and they're finally starting to benefit. That's my big focus this year. Just sharing if it resonates. Passive income, but financial freedom. Which seems daunting, but I have a tendency to work better when I'm under pressure. The Two of Cups is a love story, and followed by justice. So I feel like the people that I feel like I'm talking to are people who believe, or who are people who are possibly divine unions, but beyond that, you're people who have stepped into your purpose. You've been doing what has been asked of you. You've been taking on challenges, working on yourself. Maybe you're the cycle breaker for your family, or not even your family, your lineage. You know, it's much larger than just your family line. We have the Nine of Wands. Getting out of self-imposed bondage. I'm not taking these because they all came out together. Give me one at a time, please. Thank you. King of Cups, emotional fulfillment. I think that's the thing for me, is that I don't want to sell out. Like, I want Ten of Pentacles, I want Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles energy. I want financial freedom, but I'm not going to sell out to get there, you know? So it's been a very slow, steady process for me. I've been through a lot, but I am the cycle breaker for my entire lineage, which is not just my family. And of course, it's like a constant, because my family that is alive, extended and, you know, nuclear family, like the family I come from, well, even my son's father, my baby daddy, that was weird. Even Niall's dad, baby daddy, is not breaking cycles, right? So anytime I have to interact with anyone in my family line, it's like I have to carry karma because I'm the only one doing the work. So that might be something that you guys are feeling with this Nine of Wands and Nine of Swords energy. Like you want to be in this space, but sometimes you're feeling like you're in this, you know, cycling or self-imposed bondage. But the self-imposed bondage feels like it might be from energy outside of you. I was really into these songs like last fall. Not the one that we just experienced, but the one last fall. The puppy next door is all better. She's back to her happy self. I'm so happy. I called on a lot of people to support her the past few nights. The Emperor energy, which is all about like standing in your power, building stuff, making it tangible, right? Like having this, like, the Emperor is the masculine energy that has graduated all of the suits. So earth energy is representative of your like physical environment or material stuff. It's not just money. It's how you utilize your skills, what materials you use, what you're birthing into the planet, right? The Emperor and the Empress go together. The Empress is this image of a belly that is like pregnant with the earth, right? So the Emperor and Empress energy are the masculine and feminine. What is this word? Aspects? I don't know. I'm distracted because this song is taking me somewhere else. So they've graduated their earthly stuff. They've, you know, been able to master their mental, emotional, and physical and spiritual aspects. That's the Emperor and Empress. So having the Emperor here, it's like boss daddy energy, right? Zaddy. Is one of the cats in the bedroom? Marley! The door just opened. Yeah. Okay, anything else? Yes, this is an incomplete. So maybe you're in this space. This is very much masculine energy, so is more prevalent here. So the masculine energy is all about like the doing energy. So this really is, with the Pentacles and the Cups, it's this balance of physical and like you're doing things that are making you emotionally satisfied, not just on the physical plane, but what it is that you're building is, you know, more purposeful than just, you know, getting by or having to do what you've got to do, right? It's something you're passionate about. You're stepping into your purpose, or you're already in your purpose. Followed by the Nine of Cups. It's interesting. The first row we have very balanced 10 energy, and then we have 9. The Nine of Cups energy is very positive, whereas the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords is more of a negative or darker shadow aspect. The Nine of Cups is emotional fulfillment on your own, right? So it goes 9 and then 10. Niall loves this song. I don't really love it. I was watching New Girl all day. I've never watched it. I like it. It's so interesting to see the subliminal messaging around Judaism and the way that Judaism has been planted in our media. It's not something I used to pay attention to. I mean, I've noticed it obviously in like Adam Sandler movies and whatnot, but it's interesting to see that show started in 2011. And today I was like, why didn't I watch this? And I was like, oh, because I had just gotten out of the mental institution and I didn't have TV. I didn't have any. I just watched DVDs. I was like, otherwise I would have watched it because it was just on TV. Fox. Okay, we have a lot of staircases here. So that's giving me this progression. Like, this isn't just stuff you've just, deciding on right now. This is stuff you've been working for a long time. With the Hermit and the Hierophant, you've more than likely been working on this alone for a very long time. We have the Seven of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Very much allowing yourself to be in a safe space to awaken your third eye. There's a lot of sounds outside that are very distracting right now. We have the Three of Cups, which to me is always about, past, present, future, learning from the past, or your past has impacted your present, and, in this present moment, what can you do to support your future, right? So, Three of Cups. The Hermit energy is very much staying in your own space. Did I tell you we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is hard work? So this is very much just, this is someone who has worked hard to get to where they are, and you're probably not feeling like you are getting your justice at this point in time, but according to this, it's here, it's coming. You've put in the work. You're about to, see the rewards of that. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Justice. Pentacles, Cups. So there's this balance. Again, your passion projects. I feel like this could be a divine union coming together. But if it is, these are two people, the Emperor and Empress energy. The Empress hasn't come out, but the Empress is more about, it's like it's the divine feminine energy. We've done a lot of divine feminine work over here on this channel. But the Emperor, I think that in this system, it's a lot, I don't know, I don't think anything is easier or harder. I think we all have, these like paths that speak to our own lessons, our own abilities. But all that to say is, the Emperor getting to be a masculine energy within patriarch, within these toxic like rhetoric and habits and characteristics, and this, like, the red pilling of the alt-right pipeline podcasters and all of that, being able to be a masculine that steps into your Emperor energy despite all of that. And this is for females as well, having to decenter men, right? Learning to, learning skills that a lot of people rely on men to do. I was just thinking, I'm like, I gotta really learn how to work on cars. Because I'm like, I really need a partner who can, like, work on cars and, like, will run errands for me. Because those are, like, the two things I can't do. I mean, I can, but I don't really enjoy it. I prefer to stay at home and do home shit. At this point in my life, especially in this current environment. But like, I also don't want to have to rely on anyone because I'm a stubborn person. I'm very masculine presenting feminine. I can go back and forth. I know I keep centering myself, but I'm just sharing because I think it's important to have personal, these readings aren't just readings like pulling like bullshit out of nowhere, right? Like, getting like unicorn farts. Like, it's not just glitter and rainbows, right? It's like, it's important that we understand what this looks like actually on the planet. So I apologize if you're annoyed by my centering, but I always use myself as a case study. I haven't been here in a long time, for like a whole week. It was so hard to be away from you too. I'm so happy to be back. So I mean, what I'm seeing is that your enlightenment, like your emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual are all finding this balance, right? Like, look at this Justice card. As above, so below. So, like, there's this reflection of her, and then it's like this. So it's like the elements or the directions, right? North and south and east and west. Very balanced. Elemental as well, right? Number 4 is very powerful. The Fool. Maybe you're going to be presented with an opportunity very quickly, and it's going to be, it might feel too good to be true. And I'm not talking necessarily about love. I'm talking more about to initiate your Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. This Eight of Pentacles is someone who has worked a very long time. The moon cycles represent how long you've been working on this. The Hermit represents that you've been doing this alone. No matter what's come into your path, no matter what people have tried to put in your path, you've stayed steadfast. You've kept your vision of your happily ever after at the forefront. And you're like, until I can get another person, I'm going to do this by myself. And you have. It's amazing. I love this song. Sorry, I'm tired. The Two of Swords. Yeah. So there's a little bit of caution just because with the Fool coming out and the opportunity that may be presented, don't shoot yourself in your own foot. If it doesn't feel right, then it's not right, right? And sometimes when we seek guidance, we have the Devil coming out at the bottom of the deck. When we seek guidance from too many outside of us, it can cloud our own knowing. So, when this opportunity presents itself, I don't feel like this is a human, but it may be for some of you. But, humans are vehicles for opportunities. When this opportunity presents itself to you, remember your past, present, and what you want for your future. And if it doesn't align, don't allow yourself to get confused by an opportunity. Not every opportunity is meant to be taken, right? But you know what you're working for. You know what you want. And if you are presented with something that can make that happen, or support you, then I would say, this reading is, you're so close that I don't think at this point in time, like the Devil energy, I don't feel like that Devil energy is going to show up. Like with this Justice here, I feel like, the universe wants you to succeed. It wants you to be happy. And when you balance out all of your energy, again, in those four realms, spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional, and you balance that out and you work on what you're supposed to be working on, a lot of you probably have received some sort of mission or guidance from whatever it is you believe to be doing something that means more than just a 9-to-5. I'm not dogging 9-to-5s, but I'm saying a lot of us are here at this moment in time while this planet is a fucking dumpster fire to support humanity's awakening. So, are you a person who has always thought about helping others? Are you a person who has always been confused about the state of the world? Are you a person who has been doing that work on yourself to make sure that you're not a problem, right? Ace of Cups. So we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Balancing between your emotional and your spiritual. Your head and your heart. Oh, there's that really good band, Head and Heart. I like them. I listened to them a lot when I was doing my master's program. I'm so nervous about putting any music on my videos. I cannot get another strike right now. I really missed being over here and doing this shit. Eight of Cups. Walking away from what no longer serves you in order to stay aligned with what this is. What your passion is. And I feel like once you get to this point by yourself, which again is this embodiment of the Hierophant and there's a lot of masculine energy here. But the Hierophant and the Seven of Wands, creating this safe spiritual space for yourself in order to allow yourself to be guided, right? And not thinking with your brain, but thinking and seeing with your third eye. So again, that's that enlightenment that the Hierophant, oh my god, speaks to. Excuse me. Alright, anything else for this reading? So again, love is here if that's something that you're calling in. I'm only calling in a divine union. I'm not out here trying to find something that isn't aligned to me. I need someone who's an equal to me, who has done the same amount of work as I have, and and it's an incompatibility unless I find that. And some days I'm like, I'm never gonna find someone like that. But there's a lot of people on the planet, and I still have hope, but I'm not focused on that. So maybe that's you as well. You're not focused on it, but you welcome it if the right person comes along, and you'll know. With this justice, you'll know. So we have the Hangman and we have the Three of Wands. So these are like contradictory energies. So make sure that you are not keeping yourself bound or upside down in something that isn't right. There's just a little bit of caution here. But for the most part, this is a really, I think sometimes we can find ourselves not redoing, but we can find ourselves repeating certain things, which is this, she's standing behind this fence that is up to her knees. She can clearly just take one step and be free. But she's staying behind it by choice, right? This Three of Wands, so this is the Nine of Wands and the Three of Wands. She's ready to ride the waves. She's not riding the waves, but she's ready to go. This person, these are two very different energies, right? This person, the Nine of Swords, is someone who's overthinking things. So again, if you have to overthink it, if it's causing confusion, if it's re-traumatizing you, I was just in that space this week, and it was just a really interesting thing for me because I was like, I found myself in deep PTSD around a few experiences that I had, and after I released that, it took me a while to become cognizant of it. It took a lot of conversations with my friends about what I was going through. It took a lot of emotional work this week, and I didn't have YouTube as a outlet, so it was really, really traumatizing, or not traumatizing, it was triggering for me to be in this space. We went to our land, so I had to do that, and then the puppy next door got parvo, which brought up when I was having to do parvo with Woodstock, and there was a lot of other family drama that my mother and my sister initiated that week. And so for me, it just brought up all of this gunk. And I was like, why do I have to go through this again? And so for me, it was this last ditch effort of that devil energy to try and bring me down. And I still chose myself, I took a few days to rest. I took a few days to work through some shit. I did rely on other people, which I don't usually do. But again, I didn't have this space to receive reciprocity energetically, right? It's I have my comments turned off, but I can see when people are watching. I can see if people like my stuff. And so for me, that's enough reciprocity to keep going on my channel. But because I was grounded from YouTube, I didn't have that space. So I was relying on things and friends. And so yeah, for me, it was just this it's this, I don't know why I keep getting it was this last ditch effort to hold me back, and it made me recognize the energies that were making me feel this way, people that I still had in my life currently that really need to not be in my life anymore. I need to let these energies go, and recognize that I'm, I had a lot of internal dialogue of I'm not in that space anymore. And so maybe you're going through something that's re-triggering you. But this is the energy, 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. This is wish fulfillment energy, happily ever after. And I mean, happily ever after, I don't mean it your end, but the beginning, right? The beginning of what you've worked so hard for. Not to say that things aren't going to come up, but when you get to a place of healing enough, even when you start to recognize your trauma and your triggers and the way that it's showing up, and you take that time for yourself, and you're okay, I'm being triggered here, I recognize that. I think that these energies outside of me, maybe friends, coworkers, family, whatever it is, are adding to my stress. Why do I have this person in my life? Or why am I being so traumatized? Am I allowing people to have power over me? and then you call your energy back, and you're like, call my energy back to me. I have a cute saying, I'll say it for you. I call my energy back to me, so you can see that I am not the motherfucking 1, 2, or 3 Somoted B. Like, do not fuck with me, right? That rhymes too. I'm not here for that, right? So any energy that's trying to muddle my shit, whenever I say that, I'm just like, no, fuck you. I'm not. And I had to call on a lot of ancestors this week. What I called on them for the puppy, and the night that I called on them, and I did a big energy healing. So believe in your own abilities, I guess, is another part of this. When she looked like she was going to die, and so I called on Archangel Michael. I called on my passed on, all of my passed on pets, to support her through that transition. I called on my dad. I called on a bunch of fucking ancestors and like beings and energies to support her, and I shared a lot of light energy with her. And the next morning, she was like, fine. I was like, oh, damn. It was so cool. So believe in your abilities, right? And again, if you're doing things, it's not my dog. If you want to know more about that, go watch the I Care Too Much story time that I posted today. I cry and everything. That was the night that I did the energy healing after I did that reading. It was nice to release. I released my own trauma. And you know, I released because I was like really, really mad at the humans that weren't doing anything about it. And so instead of focusing on what other people were or were not doing that's outside of my control, and when we do that, we get ourselves hung up, right? And so that's how I was feeling. It was just a really intense week, and I'm glad it's over. Like, I don't know, calendar-wise, energetically-wise, getting my YouTube back is how it's over for me. I felt really, I don't know, it was interesting. It was just an interesting, energetic week. And I know at a collective level, like, shit is crazy. But again, it's not in your control unless, you know, it's not for any of us. It's not in our control at this point. What we can control is only ourselves, right? It's okay to feel things, right? Feelings are fleeting. And it's okay to recognize those feelings as they come back, you know, like that PTSD or triggers or trauma. Recognize the feeling, call it out, right? Like, literally call it out. Niall's been watching the movie Inside Out a lot, which is a really cute movie. I haven't really watched the whole thing. I used to vet his movies, but I don't anymore. I don't need to. I don't feel it. I mean, probably, but anyway. I think his, you know, early brain development, I made sure that the things we were watching weren't too gross. But the memory balls from Inside Out and the feelings and stuff, it's a great way to think about your own process, right? Yeah, it's a kid's movie, but it does a really good job of explaining the feelings and the memories and how we get triggered and how we work through that shit. Wow, 28 minutes? Damn. I'm going to do another reading, so let's end on, I mean, this is beautiful. Just don't allow yourself to get pulled back. And if you feel like that, set boundaries. Set boundaries with people, even if you have if there is any sort of, oh God, I have no words right now. I think my edible is kicking in. If there is any sort of like moment where you feel like someone outside of you, whether, again, whatever that relationship is projecting energy onto you, set a boundary immediately. Cut them out, go no contact, whatever you need to do in order to get through your own feelings, right? So I have like one really toxic friend, and I've tried to cut her out all year, and I don't know, I need to be done because she's so negative. Very violent, and I'm like, you haven't changed. And so, for me, so then I once I recognized that, I actually recognized it talking to another mommy friend. And so, when you have to talk to people who you know have, like, either animosity, or they just haven't grown, or they're not doing their own process, it can be debilitating, and I think that's it's a test from the universe. Have you learned your lesson, or are you going to continue this, right? And ultimately, if you're this close to your happily ever beginning, don't let anything get in the way. All right, live each day with grace and authenticity. Start each day with a grateful heart. Make it the best day ever. Out of limitations comes creativity. It's all perspective. Look on the bright side. Happiness depends on ourselves. Shine like the whole universe is yours, come what may. Collect beautiful moments. No journey is too great if you find what you seek, and let life surprise you. Have a good one.